That is not a dramatic claim. It is simple arithmetic, written in the blood of 25 years of Roman military life. The wars were real, the blades were real, the men who fell at Cannae, in the Germanic forests, and on the burning walls of distant sieges, they truly lived, and they truly died. But the greater share of Roman soldiers never died on the battlefield. They died quietly, from what they drank, from what they breathed, and from the man lying just a few inches away in the same overcrowded barracks. Roman records rarely treat this as unusual. It was simply part of soldiering. In many campaigns, disease did not just match battlefield deaths, it surpassed them, regularly, sometimes by a wide margin. Rome trained its soldiers for war, for marching, for building, for enduring pain under iron discipline and exhaustion. The body was prepared for violence, but never for invisibility, never for what was already inside the water. And yet here is the contradiction. Roman military medicine was not primitive. It was advanced, far more than most of the ancient world. The empire built structured military hospitals. It trained physicians. It developed surgical tools and procedures that could actually save lives. And still, it could not stop mass death from disease. Because illness did not begin like war. It began quietly. A mild discomfort, a strange fatigue, stomach pain that felt ordinary at first, weakness that did not match the effort of the march. So the soldier kept moving. Because in the Roman army, endurance was expected, pain was normal, and every man decided for himself when he was too sick to continue. Most never made that decision. Most pushed through. Most of the time, the body pushed back, but not always. Dysentery, what Roman sources often called flux, spread silently through contaminated water, shared food, and the extreme closeness of thousands of men living as one machine. You drank from the same source as the sick. You shared the same space. You lived inside the same system. Even the best Roman sanitation practices, remarkable for their time, could not match what we now consider basic safety. And everything always returned to one point: water. The Romans understood this danger better than most ancient cultures. Writers like Varro even suggested that invisible life forms might exist in swamps and enter the body through water or air. They did not know microbes, but they recognized patterns of death. So camps were placed away from marshes, but water could never be avoided, and neither could what came with it. To deal with illness, Rome built something extraordinary for its time: the valetudinarium, a military hospital system, structured, organized, permanent. Built away from the noise of camp life, these hospitals included wards, treatment rooms, kitchens, storage areas, and sanitation facilities. Medical instruments were cleaned, often boiled before use. Each legion had its own medical staff, trained professionals who served within the army itself. But there was always a limit. A military hospital could only hold about 6 to 10% of a legion at any time. That was the expected sickness level, not the crisis level. Reality often broke that limit. Then came something Rome could not prepare for: the Antonine Plague of 165 AD. Brought back by returning troops from the east, it spread across the empire with devastating speed. The physician Galen described it in detail: high fever, vomiting, severe diarrhea, skin eruptions, and in many cases, death within weeks. Entire units were devastated. The army did not stop. It could not. The empire's strength, its roads, its movement, its connectivity, became the same system that carried disease everywhere. Reinforcements shrank, frontiers weakened, and sick men replaced healthy ones simply because there were no healthy men left. Roman medicine could still do something. It could set bones, clean wounds, remove arrows, perform amputations, treat injuries with surprising effectiveness. Wine and vinegar acted as crude antiseptics. The system worked when the problem was external, but it failed completely when the enemy was inside the body. Because Roman medicine was built on balance: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, black bile. Health was harmony. Disease was imbalance. But infection was neither. It was invasio. How was that? Hospitals offered what they could: rest, cleaner water, separation from contamination, and basic care. And in many cases, that was enough. Many soldiers survived, returned to duty, kept marching, but many did not. Some fevers never broke. Some bodies simply declined, slowly, quietly, until nothing was left to fight. Because the difference between battle and disease was not only death, it was time. Battle ended in moments. Disease unfolded over days, even weeks, stretching hope into exhaustion. One man survived. The man beside him did not. And that is the silent truth of Rome's armies. Behind every victory carved into stone, there was another kind of loss. One never recorded, never celebrated, never marched in triumph. Because it did not belong to war. It belonged to everything war could not control. How was that?